As Seneca once said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. An idea that still resonates with us today, thousands of years after his time. But who was this man whose words still echo in our minds, whose wisdom continues to guide us? Seneca, born as Lucius Annaeus Seneca, was a prominent figure during the Silver Age of Latin literature. This was a time when the Roman Empire was at its peak, a time of great wealth, power, and of course, philosophy. Seneca was not just a philosopher, though. He was a statesman, a dramatist, and a tutor to emperors. As a Stoic philosopher, Seneca was a firm believer in the power of the individual. He taught that we should strive to control our own minds, our own emotions, and our own destinies. He believed that we should live our lives according to reason, not to the whims of fate or the desires of others. Seneca's teachings were not just about self-control, though. They were about understanding the world, about recognizing the beauty and the wonder of existence. He taught that we should appreciate the world around us, that we should take time to enjoy the present moment, to live in the now. Because, as he put it, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Seneca's words, his wisdom, have stood the test of time. They have been passed down through generations, inspiring countless individuals along the way. His teachings have become a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that continues to thrive and grow even today. So let us take a moment to appreciate the wisdom of this great man. Let us take a moment to reflect on his words, his teachings, and his legacy, because as Seneca himself said, no man was ever wise by chance. This is the wisdom of Seneca, a man who understood the value of the present moment. Seneca's thoughts evolved throughout his life. His early quotes, such as, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor," reflect his understanding of contentment. In his early years, Seneca's philosophy was heavily influenced by the Stoic school of thought. He believed in the importance of inner peace and serenity, the virtues of patience, and the value of accepting what life throws at you. He once said, "If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Here he emphasized the importance of having a clear direction in life. As Seneca matured, so did his thoughts. His later quotes often reflected a deeper understanding of life. He started to focus more on the concept of mortality and the fleeting nature of time. He famously stated, "Life is long if you know how to use it." This quote highlights his belief that time, if used wisely, is abundant. In the later part of his life, Seneca's thoughts took a turn towards the metaphysical. He started to question the nature of existence itself. This shift is evident in quotes like, "We are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden." Here Seneca suggests an interconnectedness of all life, a concept far beyond the material world. Towards the end of his life, Seneca's thoughts evolved into a profound understanding of human nature and the role of virtue. He said, "Virtue is nothing else than right reason." Here he underscores the importance of rationality in leading a virtuous life. From his early thoughts on contentment to his later reflections on life, death, and virtue, Seneca's philosophy was a journey. His quotes are like roadmaps, guiding us through his evolving thoughts and beliefs. Through his quotes, we can trace the evolution of Seneca's thoughts and understand his mature philosophical beliefs. Scene script. Seneca's philosophy was not just about life, but also about death. He said, "Death is the release from all pain and complete relaxation." Diving into the depths of Seneca's wisdom, we find a profound understanding of the human condition. His philosophy, often punctuated by his pithy and thought-provoking quotes, provides a unique perspective on the ebb and flow of life and the inevitability of death. Seneca saw life as a journey filled with opportunities for growth and learning. He once said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." This perspective encourages us to focus on the quality of our existence rather than the quantity of our days. It's not about the number of breaths we take, but the moments that take our breath away that truly define our lives. In the same vein, Seneca's view of death was devoid of the fear and dread that typically accompany thoughts of our mortality. To him, death was not an end but a release. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In other words, it is our fear of death, not death itself, that causes us distress. And then there's this gem of wisdom. Life is like a play. It's not the length but the excellence of the acting that matters. Here Seneca reminds us that we are the actors on the stage of life, and it's up to us to give a performance worthy of the time we have. Seneca's philosophy invites us to embrace life with all its ups and downs, and to accept death as a natural part of our existence. Instead of fearing the unknown, he encourages us to live fully in the present, making the most of each precious moment. In closing, the words of Seneca echo through the corridors of time, offering us timeless wisdom. His thoughts on life and death, far from being morbid, are actually liberating. They prompt us to live our lives to the fullest and to face our end with dignity and courage. Seneca's views on life and death offer us a unique perspective on these universal experiences. For Seneca, wisdom and virtue were the highest goods. He believed no man was ever wise by chance. The journey to wisdom for Seneca was not a random occurrence, but a deliberate choice made by a person. It is a path that requires dedication and consistent effort, a path that is often difficult but ultimately rewarding. Seneca saw wisdom as a form of inner wealth, a treasure that cannot be stolen or diminished. He said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This quote reflects his belief that wisdom allows us to find contentment in the present moment, to appreciate what we have rather than constantly striving for more. Moving on to virtue, Seneca held it in high regard. He considered virtue to be the only good, the only thing worthy of pursuit. He said, "Virtue is the sole good. Nothing is good that is not this." For Seneca, virtue was more than just moral excellence. It was a way of life, a guide to living well. Seneca's views on virtue resonate with his thoughts on wisdom. Just as wisdom is not achieved by chance, neither is virtue. It requires deliberate action, a conscious decision to lead a virtuous life. Seneca believed, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The path to virtue, like the path to wisdom, often involves challenges and difficulties. But these trials, according to Seneca, are necessary for growth and self-improvement. Seneca's philosophy on wisdom and virtue is timeless. It encourages us to strive for personal growth, to seek wisdom and cultivate virtue. It teaches us that these qualities are the true measures of a successful life, not external achievements or material possessions. Seneca's views on wisdom and virtue remind us of the importance of these qualities in our lives. It's a call to action, a reminder to continually strive for wisdom and virtue, to embrace the challenges that come with this pursuit, and to find contentment in the journey, not just the destination. Seneca's teachings have left a lasting legacy. His wisdom, encapsulated in quotes such as "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," continues to inspire us. Seneca, a philosopher, statesman, and a man of letters, has left an indelible mark on the world. His ideas, conveyed through his powerful and insightful quotes, have transcended time and space, influencing countless generations. His teachings, grounded in Stoicism, have provided a framework for understanding the human condition and navigating the complexities of life. Perhaps one of his most enduring teachings is the concept of amor fati, or love of fate. As Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." This idea, that we should accept and even embrace whatever life throws at us, has been a source of strength and inspiration for many, providing a sense of calm amidst the chaos of life. Another of Seneca's teachings that continues to resonate with us is his view on time. In his words, "It is not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much." This poignant observation reminds us of the fleeting nature of life and the importance of using our time wisely. Seneca's wisdom also extended to the realm of personal growth and self-improvement. One of his most famous quotes, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live," encapsulates his belief in the power of lifelong learning and personal development. In a world that is increasingly complex and uncertain, the wisdom of Seneca offers a beacon of light. His teachings, grounded in the principles of Stoicism, provide a guide to living a life of virtue and wisdom. They remind us of the importance of resilience, acceptance, and personal growth. Seneca's legacy is not just in his words, but in the lives of those he has influenced. From philosophers and scholars to ordinary people seeking guidance, his teachings continue to inspire and guide us on our journey through life. As we reflect on the wisdom of Seneca, we're reminded of the timeless value of his philosophical teachings.